Hey guys, today I will talk about my experiences in elementary school. I'm sure many of us have gone to elementary school. If not, you are likely homeschooled. Either way, your parents wanted you to get an education. My parents are no exception. I went to elementary school for 10 years, starting from junior kindergarten to grade 8. I should mention that there are 2 years of kindergarten in Canada, which is where I live. So I started going to school back in 1998, and things were different back then. Kindergarten was only for half the day, and you would spend the other half in preschool. You would go in the morning or afternoon. For me, I did preschool in the morning and kindergarten in the afternoon. So for this video I will mention at least one experience for each year, but I will allow for more depending on what school year. I don't have much to say on junior kindergarten. It was my first year of school, and I was only starting to adapt to it, but I did enjoy reading buddies. In senior kindergarten, my best memory would be the field trip to a farm. I don't remember much of it, but I'm sure I had a good time. Things are different when you get into grade 1 with being at a desk, and there is a bigger focus on doing work. It's also the first year to have recess, and I loved recess. I would make up episodes of TV shows and act them out. I was generally a good kid in school, but I would be lying if I said I never got in trouble, because I did. One time I threw a glass bottle high in the air because I wanted to break it, and then a teacher came running over and she was not happy with what I did. Grade 1 was otherwise a good year. Next is grade 2. This was the year where it became common for me to stay in for recess for reasons like not finishing my homework, or maybe I wasn't doing my work. I don't remember if I was punished for that. One time I called the teacher stupid for no reason, but I can tell you one thing I was punished for. So one time I had to write an apology letter during gym period for taking too long on an art assignment, and it gets worse. I was missing out on using one of those roller boards, and I never saw them again after this day. Grade 2 was not a bad year overall. I made a new friend, and I liked hanging out with him at recess. Next is grade 3. Thankfully there was less punishment in this year. It was a better year. We went on a field trip to a pioneer village, and my dad came along to that. I also remember learning cursive writing, but I could never master it. The only thing I write in cursive is my signature. It's the only thing you need to learn, and it should be taught in high school. Grade 4 was one of my most favorite school years. I had an awesome teacher who played the guitar, and we would sometimes do sing-alongs, and he would give away candy at the end of the week if you had enough points. In this year I started bringing my Game Boy Advance to school to play at recess, which was always fun. Sometimes other kids would watch me play. I also never got in trouble in this year, but I did however get in trouble in grade 5 for touching the co-op student's belt. I was touching it because I thought it looked nice, and the teacher told me to stop, and then I didn't listen, and I had to stay in for recess. I tried to go out for recess anyway, but the teacher wasn't letting me, and then I cried, and then I got sent home early just before the last period. Aside from that, grade 5 was a good year for me, and I really liked the co-op student for the first semester. I also remember writing a speech about Super Mario, which I had just got into when I turned 11. In grade 6 I remember writing a story about a butterfly named John, and I enjoyed writing it, and this was the year where I played the recorder. I only remember learning Mary Had a Little Lamb and New World Symphony. So grade 6 was a good year for me, aside from the time a guy in grade 5 tried to keep my Pokemon Emerald after asking to borrow it. He even lied about it being left at a cottage. It was thanks to my friends that I got the game back, and I even got a pack of candy because the kid's mom felt bad. Now for grade 7. The second last year of elementary school. This is the school year where I had to get the hepatitis B shots. My school also did seasonal dances for grade 7 and 8 students, and those were pretty fun. Grade 7 is also when you start doing history in Canada, and I will never forget writing a report about Laura Secord. Grade 7 was also a pretty good year for me overall. The teacher I had is actually one of the only teachers that are still at my elementary school, and I do visit her, but not lately with the whole pandemic situation. And finally grade 8, the last year of elementary school, and it's the best year in my opinion. I enjoyed grade 8. The biggest highlight of the year was the 4-day trip to Quebec City. I enjoyed that trip so much. I shared a hotel room with my 2 best friends, and it was such a really awesome experience. And of course in grade 8, you graduate, and it felt good to be done with elementary school. So overall, elementary school was good. It certainly had its ups and downs, but I liked it. I will now mention some extra things. So my school did something called Play Day, where you would be in a group, and you would go to different stations to play a game which I personally had fun with, and the hot dog lunch was a nice bonus to that. My school also did an annual barbecue, which was also when your parents could meet your teacher. Oh, and I also got to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. What were some of your experiences in elementary school? I would love to read about it in the comments. It can be good or bad. Anyway, that's all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for my experiences in high school next Friday.